I feel that compared to my preliminary tasks done at the start of the year, I've improved my camera work and editing skills substantially, allowing me to produce a much improved film product compared to what I should have produced at the start of the year. At the beginning of the course, I had already experienced some experience of the skills required to make a media film product, as I had already done media in GCSE from years 10 to 11, where I had learned how to produce a media film product. The film I produced was called Rebound, where I worked with 2 other media students to help produce the film. The overall production of the film earned me a B overall, with the film earning 13 marks out of 20 in the production part. The criticisms for the film were that the film was generally out of focus through most of the film, and that my ability with the camera was slightly shaky, as well as my ability to frame. In comparison to this, I feel that as the years progress, I've been able to improve my skills, and I feel that I now have a better understanding of framing, as well as a better understanding of how to frame and shoot a film, which is also improving between the preliminary task and now. In this question, I will list the 2 productions I've made this year and show the improvements which I've made, as well as what I will need to improve for next time. One of the areas which I've improved on is with my overall ability to focus frames in the film. In my preliminary task, The Greatest Job, one of the areas I was told to improve was my focusing of the film, with some shots being out of focus and not fitting in with how a media film product should be produced. In order to improve this, for when my actual production was filmed, I learned more on how to focus my shots in order to make them clearer and create a better shot and produce a better media film product. This can be seen in the comparison between the 2 shots. In the first shot, you can see in The Greatest Job, the character shown was clearly out of focus and unclear, making the film brainier and less complete as a media film product as a result. Compare this to my actual production, and the difference shown is clear to see, with the 2 characters shaking hands shown to be clearly in focus, and thus making the film more realistic than my preliminary task, and thus making it a better produced media film product than before. Furthermore, I also feel that I've been able to improve with my editing between The Greatest Job and The Mystery of a Videotape. In both productions, I decided to use slow motion in my film in order to help with certain scenes in the film. One, to show the tension and the nerves of the character, and the other to show clearly that the gunshot was fired. After my preliminary task, I was told and also believed that my editing needed to be slightly improved, as at times it was a little clunky, which in the actual production would likely have greatly reduced my media grade. In order to improve this, I filmed a few shots before my production in order to test my ability of slow motion in editing. As a result, when the final media film product was produced, the editing was vastly improved compared to The Greatest Job. An example of this is in the shot of a character continuing to look at other characters. When slow motion is added in, it is clear that the shot becomes slightly clunky and a little bit uncomfortable to watch, which does not match with what slow motion should look like in media film products. Whereas in the actual production, The Mystery of the Videotape, the slow motion is used far better and edited better, as the shot is less uncomfortable and doesn't take the audience out of the overall experience as much as the preliminary task did. Thus, this helped to improve my media film product and offered the opportunity for a better mark. One other area which I feel has been improved is my use of camera work. With my media film product in year 11, I worked with 2 other media film students, whereas this year I had to film the film on my own, thus making it more important that my camera work was of a greater standard than last year. In my preliminary tasks, this wasn't necessarily the case, as at times the camera work I used for the film was a bit shaky and made the film look more handheld than I intended, particularly when panning or moving the camera. Due to this, I decided to work on my camera work to the point that when filming the production, I would reshoot most of the scenes until I felt that the camera work was of a high standard. As a result, the difference between the preliminary task and the actual production was notable. For example, in the shot shown when the camera pans from the character typing towards the character walking, the shot is shaky and the camera doesn't pan as well as could have been possible. Whereas, when it came to the media film product, the camera work was far better, with the camera remaining fixed in the shot shown, and the camera tracking the character completely and keeping up with the character as he runs. The difference between this year and last year is also noted, as in Rebound, when filming the character shooting with the basketball, the camera misses most, if not all, of the character's shots towards the hoop, making the film rather unrealistic and clunky, as the camera misses most of the key aspects of the scene. However, there were a few features which I felt there was room for improvement. At times in the production, my camera work was slightly disjointed, which did hinder my final grade. An example of this can be seen in the film when the character goes to pick up the videotape. The camera's meant to move up to look at the character, but it said the camera doesn't quite reach the character in time, which leads it to being a bit disjointed and means that the tension of the scene is reduced. Another thing which I will need to improve for next time is with my use of sound. In the film, one of the big problems that was noted by my audience was that the sound was affected by the wind on the day we were filming. As you can see in the example, the wind resulted in the character's dialogue becoming unclear, which affected the film greatly as it affected many scenes of the film, and resulted in the audience ultimately being taken out of the film. So for next time, one of the aims is to try and work on the sound and find a way to fix it so the characters can be heard and allow the production to progress. But in conclusion, I do feel that I have made progress from year 11 to 12, and especially for my preliminary task, which has helped my film to be of a far greater standard than it would have been without the skills I've managed to acquire this year. But there are still a few areas where we need to improve for next time, so that my production to be of a greater standard next year.